plus reality. The world is after me, looking to shine beside my cavalry. Amongst all that bullshit, emphatically. In a world where artists create for salary, I seek to overthrow radically. Mediocre mainstream has to be pulled over the eyes of Miss Hip Hop. What does it have to be? I won't turn a cheek, instead I fight back automatically. No computers capable of calculating cures to the comical. The kind of casualties come after me. If you dare to test your luck, then by the sudden force of thunder you get struck. My lyrics surgery, then they rush. A pack of wild dogs in the rough. You're steady trying too much, but don't even have enough to touch a bluff of the underground stuff that Parker spits up. You never seen the likes of any such MCs looking to decapitate the professors of the tough. Beats, rhymes, and plus reality. Surrounded by many weak eyes. The level of arachnophobia lets me see lies and be prized. The number one fear on earth in a poll given by weak minds. Try and see my skill on the microphone and be fried. You get 3 tries, stand tall but only knee high. You fucks with me, try and be tied to platinum records on your ankles, tossed off by the seaside. It's Ollie Smith and Mr. Parker. We're showing you the path, the musician and the prophet, not to mention the math. So don't call yourself an artist if your soul gets cash. For dollar signs are adding up for you to walk right past your last chance at the future, cause there's thoughts in the past. If you're hearing what I'm saying and feeling what I'm speaking, well think about it for a second and forget by next weekend. You can listen to me close and feel me as I reach in. I'll touch your mind and body at once, you're left tweaking. With what? Beats, rhymes, and plus reality.
Great. Who do we got out first?
We have Natalia from Russia, and this girl has had a breakthrough year. She's had to go. She didn't qualify for the U.S. Masters this year, so she had to go to the Masters qualifier. She won the Masters qualifier, which got her by into Masters, which just to her world, that was it. That was the best thing she could do, and then she won. She won the Masters.
It's pretty interesting. I was over at the Worlds in Austria watching her jump, and she takes a pretty good poke at it.
She does.
It's going to be interesting seeing her come off first.
And this girl, if I were to say there's a dark horse in this field, this is her. She's a strong competitor. She's strong physically, but she hasn't got the old timers pressure yet. She doesn't know what it's like to lose. She's been winning. She keeps climbing up. So it's all 100%.
How does somebody like this, I mean, because they're new to the big time, how does somebody like this get, I mean, it's the night event in front of the industry. Now the conditions might look ideal because there's no wind.
Yeah.
But because this isn't a man-made ski lake, and you see the rocks alongside, you can see the boat there.
The boat like, rocking around.
I mean, is the plan, I'm going to go balls out first one? Am I going to go easy on the first, feel it out? You got 3 jumps.
If I was her coach, I would tell her, I want you to go out and do the same thing you've been doing all year long. Don't change your pattern. Feel it out on the first. If you need to make some adjustments that I can't see, if there's some rollers up to 600-foot buoy, which is like her first turn, which is like a timing buoy, you make those decisions yourself. And I'm going to make sure that I'm guiding you down the path you've done all year long.
And here's an interesting thing too. Her going out first, all they've done is seen a boat. They've seen a boat going up and down the lake. They haven't seen any. Where is she going to go on the 6?
That's right.
So her first jump is kind of a flip of the coin.
She's got the hardest challenge right now. She's going to set the pace. Nobody's gone out before her to show her where to cut, where the rollers are, where the wind's kind of swirling in the air. So she has the hardest task of the whole day.
Here she comes. Let's see where she goes on the 6 here. It's kind of a little funny setup there too. It looked like she got a little whip into
And
it.
you see her ski bouncing around. That plays a trick on your mind. You're not really sure what's going to happen. I tell you what, that's a pretty good jump.
She took a good look at that one.
That is a good jump. You can see her skis bouncing around, but from the waist up, she kept everything still. That handle guides your entire body. If that handle moves around, your body's going to move around. Your vision is going to change. And even though her lower extremities and her skis were bouncing around, she kept that handle still. She got good kick, and I'm telling you what, that's going to be a good jump. And full extension off the top. That's all you want is a jumper right there.
So the other girls are all watching, and they watched where she went there. She came off the ramp pretty good, but she's going to need a little bit more speed there with Angela, top seed.
And I tell you what, that, let alone the pressure of doing good in her event, this kind of sets the pace for every single skier out here tonight, no matter what the discipline, trick, slalom, or jump. The first jumper, the first cut, she kicked it. I think it put everybody's mind at ease. You know, it didn't look reckless, it didn't look dangerous, she didn't get hurt. I think it set a pace, and I think you're going to see some incredible skiing tonight.
As a skier being second or third or fourth behind them, do you want to see that one in front of you? I mean, obviously it's important to see where they go, but do you want to see them boot that first one, or is that one that you say like, oh man, we're gonna have to put a little extra onto it tonight?
Yeah, as a jumper and a competitor, and being in a venue like this, I'm counting my blessings that first skier and their first jump is very successful. Not only for my nerves, but it sets the crowd. That pulls the crowd in, and when the crowd's behind us and they're screaming, it makes us do better.
Looks like she came down. It's a little different angle there. Came down on the 6 a bit. She was quite a bit faster. And her skis aren't bouncing as much.
She's not bouncing as much. She's making a good smooth turn. That line's tight, which is very precious. And a little bit back in her skis. Didn't get quite as good a jump as the first one, but still a good jump.
Is that, like, so she brought it down into 6 there. She carried a little bit more speed. Is the speed something that was helping her skis from stopping on her as she's sitting out there?
I think so too. I think she got the butterflies out. Her body's warmed up. Her muscles are stronger. And you're right. Just a little bit more experience, a little bit more speed. Made those skis stop chattering. Now it just looked like, I think she was just a little bit later than what she thought. That that Mastercraft Nightmare is pulling her into that ramp. And there is a little bit of a window that you want to catch that's ideal. If you're off that, your mind scatters for a little bit, and it does make you look down, which is what you don't want to do.
So she brought it down on the 6. She had more speed. She came through the turn real nice, but she was on her heels almost like she's too early. She couldn't dig in.
Yeah.
So where is she going to be at on this last one?
I think she's going to have to split the two. She's just going to have to calm her nerves, relax, and just do the same thing she's been doing all year. She's been jumping far, jumping very consistent, and if she just keeps that momentum going, I think she'll get on top of her skis when she kicks and pick up, maybe 5-6 more feet, a couple meters.
It's going to be interesting with Angela sitting down there. If one of these girls puts a big jump out there,
If this girl can put a very big jump out there.
It's fun to watch Angela push.
Angela, she has the muscle behind her skis. Of any girls that cut hard, it would be Angela Yee.
So she's wider at the 6.
She's a little bit of a bubble with that ski. She's still carrying good speed. She's going to watch for that tight line. The line's tight. She seems to be holding still.
Oh, yeah.
I think she carried a little bit more speed off the top. That could be her best jump.
So what do you think? Do you think the guys think it's fair with the girls going in the light?
Yeah, exactly. These 6 guys that are coming out tonight are animals. Of course, they would like to jump in the light tonight, but they don't want to see the girls jump in the dark. They don't want to see them get hurt. We give them the light. It sets the pace for the whole tournament. These jumpers bring in the crowd. We're going to see the other events. And when these men go out here and strap their jump skis on, it is unbelievable to watch.
So we have Clementine going up next, and she locked up the overall. The way the overall, I was talking to Jared a little earlier, it's a real interesting format. The overall is first round. You got to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Jared won the overall, and Clementine won the overall too, and they got it out. But it was a pretty good battle down to the end. Jared had to beat Jimmy by 1.5 meters.
Yeah.
And he knew what his score was to do it. So it was really interesting to see and hear the guys talking about what was going on. So where are we at now? So we've got Natalie goes out, Natalia goes out, and gets off the ramp pretty good on all 3. She made her adjustments,
Yep.
came down, Now, is the game plan here to get it out on your first one, coming off the dock second? Because you know you got the big hitters behind you.
Got the big girls behind you. I think Clementine, what she needs to do is go out there and make sure her jump really counts for her. It doesn't necessarily need to take the lead, but it needs to build her confidence. When her confidence is high, or when you're on the water and your confidence is high, that's where the real big jumps come. And a lot of times when you're going easy and you're trying to be technical is where the big jumps come. So if she goes out there, has a good game plan, and doesn't necessarily say, I need to take over the lead, I need to beat these girls coming up, but does a good solid jump to build her confidence, she'll have a big jump and put the heat on the girls behind her.
So she really doesn't have the luxury right now, with a decent jump going off in front of her, the luxury of going easy on her first jump, feeling the water out.
Yeah, no.
Now these guys all know, and they've been thinking about this for a while. The jumps at Swiss, those are all really nice jumps, but it's a whole new ball game with this bumpy water. Now somebody goes out and puts one out in front of you, there's no test in the water.
Yeah, there's no test in the water.
You gotta go.
You're testing the water by watching the athlete in front of you. You need to watch what their skis are doing and how they react to it. That's the testing the waters. And if you visually can't pick that up, then you're going to have a bad set out here today.
So you could actually turn your first jump into her fourth jump.
That's right. That's
if you
exactly
were paying
right.
good attention to what's going on.
You follow the wheel, you follow her momentum, and pick up from that, and just
she
make
just
it even
did
further.
too. If you noticed her width and where she was down on the sixth.
And she's not bouncing as much. She's carrying more speed. She saw Natalia not carry as much speed, and that's how those skis bounce.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And a little bit bounce. You can see her bouncing a little bit. I think she's just a little bit too early and not edging in hard and carrying that speed to go over the bumps.
You're in this bumpy water, and it's kind of weird the way it's set up because you're jumping in some open areas. And when they were at Swiss, they had some closed areas where they're jumping.
Yeah.
What's it like to let your skis run? Is it kind of spooky? Like you feel like you're going to overshoot?
It is spooky. You can actually, even though you're in open space, you can physically feel the speed. Sometimes visually you can't see it because your eyes are located on a target that's sitting still, so you can't really feel the speed, see the speed, but you can feel it. You can feel the wind on your skin going faster. You can feel your bib, the bib that they're wearing flapping on your chest. So you can actually feel it, and you got to calm your nerves, relax, rely on what you've been doing, and focus on what you've been training for.
Are you using all of muscle memory type stuff?
Absolutely. Muscle, visual, mental, everything. You have to rely on your senses to get you through these tough conditions.
It's going to be interesting once we shut the lights off. See how that muscle memory stuff
Yeah, you want to talk about trusting yourself when it's in the dark.
Yeah.
And I have a hard enough problem waking up in the middle of the night and going to the bathroom with the lights off. I'm tripping and kicking and falling over my shoes. Now I'm traveling at 70 miles an hour at steel and fiberglass. That's not the smartest thing in the world to do.
And the sun is going down quick.
It's going down
that
fast.
depth perception factor is definitely going to make a huge difference
Absolutely,
right now.
absolutely. So here comes Clementine on her second jump. She's from France. She's, like you said, she's the 2007 U.S. Open overall champion. She's making a good smooth turn. Everything looks good. She's just not getting off the ramp. There we go. There's some float. And that was a good save for Clementine. It just looks like they're going just a touch easy, which is understandable in these rolling conditions, but one of these girls need to step it up to the next level and push these next two girls.
And that one there, you could see she was letting them run. She let it run a lot better, and she stayed up high on the boat all the way through it. So she must be obviously getting her confidence.
Yeah. That's good. She has perfect form in the air. Everything looks really good. I think her intensity is probably at a 5 or a 6. It needs to jump up to an 8 or 9.
Yeah. Well, that's going to, I'm sure that's definitely caught Angela's attention.
Absolutely. Angela and Maria, these next two girls are from Greece. They train together. They've been winning together, and they feed off each other. You're going to watch Maria go out, and she goes 110%. She cuts like a little Ryan Fitz out there. I mean, all she's got. And then when Angela sees that, she feeds off that, and just makes Angela go even further.
Well, we got Will over there. Will, what you got going on over there?
Switched on. To me, can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, I hear.
Okay, we're back.
You're looking good over there, Will.
To me, it's looking like it's getting a little dark out there.
Actually, that's what Scott and I were just talking about.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to be them right now. I mean, it's getting dark out there. It's got to be getting more difficult to see the ramp, see when they're cutting and stuff. And I mean, I'm in awe of what's going on right now. I think it's incredible. Which jumper do we have out in the water now, Mike?
We have Clementine out there for her third jump. Her second jump, she got off a real good one. And this is looking a little bit better here.
It looks really good. She's carrying a lot more speed. You can see it there, and really good kick. That is going to be her best jump of the 3 right there.
She's so you brought up a point where the two Greeks. You
Yeah.
got Maria and you got Angela. You got a jumping partner out there. He goes out in front of you. I mean, like, you know how far they jump in practice. You know where they go on everything. You know their boat position. You know their body position. It's got to be a huge advantage. Angela now knows, what the best score is in front of her. But more importantly, she's just watched her.
Yeah, it's
her
like
training partner.
like a teammate in NASCAR.
Yeah.
You feed off each other. You
Yeah.
push each other. They want each other to win. And these next 2 girls, you'll see it happen. You watch.
I know it was fun to watch them in Austria too. I mean, Maria was jumping well there.
Yeah.
And they have a real go at it.
Well, I think we have a score in. It's 159 feet, but I'm not sure what jumper it is. Who? What jumper?
Will, what you got going on over there? It is getting dark, and those skis are bouncing around a little bit more than normal. I bet you'd like to get out there and have a little poke at it.
I think I'm going to leave it to them, actually, Mike. It's looking a little too scary for me out there. But I believe you've got. How many more athletes do we have going back out now, Mike?
We have 2 more. We got. It's an interesting story now. 2 girls from Greece. One of them's a world champion, and the other one is a training partner.
Is that Greece are traditionally good at jumping? Is this something
Actually,
that's
over the last couple of years, they've really stepped it up.
Okay.
It's getting real interesting, and the top seed, Angela Andropoulou, is actually the world champion.
Right, so we're looking for her to do something tonight quite special.
But it's getting dark.
It is getting dark. It is getting dark. And I guess, I'm presuming it's an advantage for these girls who go out early, correct?
Well, it looks like it is. I mean, they had some light out there. I mean,
Yeah.
your depth perception definitely gets messed up when it starts getting dark. But
Yeah.
think about this. We're
Yeah.
shutting the lights off for the big boys. Wait till you see the guys
You're
go.
shutting them off? You're going to go down there and pull the plug, Mike?
I think someone's pulling it for us.
Yeah, it's not difficult enough. You need to make it harder for them.
So, Scotty, who's your
Yes.
pick here? Let's hear it. Give us some distances. Where are we at?
Well, right now, the distances just came in. The first jumper, Natalia, had 162 feet.
Yes.
And I think we kind of predicted that. Clementine is right behind her, right on her heels with 159 feet. So Natalia still has the lead. And actually, that has guaranteed her a podium finish. That's guaranteed her a 3rd place. But with these next 2 jumpers, they are aggressive and they're good jumpers. And you watch these girls. In their mind, the rollers and the conditions are the last of their worries. They want to go big
Look
and they
at the
want to
speed
win.
at the 6.
Yeah, she's even at the snowplow to wash off the speed. She's carrying so much speed.
She's making a commitment out there.
They're tough. We could see a do or die situation here, but
Oh,
she's
boy.
making a fast turn. She's a late. See her digging in. Oh! And like I said, it's a do or die
But
situation.
how cool is that? I mean, that's her first jump. She's got a 162 up there. That's a big jump for her out there.
Yeah.
She's not holding back. If she didn't panic there, she's probably pretty late. But if she didn't panic there, she might have had a little bit better position on the ramp.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she panicked, but she realized that she got there a little bit early. You can see her skis go from the edge right to flat at the last second, and she came off a little bit left to middle. So it just shows her that she's just a little bit early.
So that panic thing comes in. You were talking about the muscle memory, feeling the wind on you against you. But more importantly, like Will was saying, it's getting dark.
It is getting
there
dark.
goes your depth perception.
Absolutely. You've not only do you feel that speed, but now it's getting dark, and now you're second guessing your sight, which is a good and a bad thing to do. You know you're late. You know you're coming up on the ramp fast. You're like, do I wash off my speed? But how much speed do you wash off? Because if you lose too much speed in your turn, you're not going to have that into the bottom of the ramp. So it's a gamble.
You know, and it's an interesting thing for for people that aren't used to seeing ski jumping. There's a buoy at the end of the lake that's your only reference. That's it.
Right.
That's buoy's the same every lake you go to. Everything else changes. Now we've thrown in bumpy water. We've thrown in a wide open lake. A lot of these man-made lakes are perfect cuts, and we're starting to dim the lights.
Yeah.
So.
And really, as fast as this sun's going
And just
down,
threw a few ducks out there.
and a few Disney ducks out there. You can see Maria. You can see her. She's washing off speed. She's trying to keep that ski up to maintain her speed. That's a lot better controlled turn. Hopefully we'll get. Oh, the skis were chattering. I don't think that's going to take the lead. That's still a decent jump.
Well, that's a little different way of getting rid of speed. But what she actually did by edging out so hard, she actually lost the boat.
Yeah.
and she drifted back on it, and then she got loaded up, and it gave her that trouble into the bottom there. So, that depth perception, feeling, I think she's going to be okay if she just trusts herself.
Absolutely. I think she's starting to second guess herself. I'm pretty sure this is her first evening or night event. Definitely anything big in the U.S. like this. So she has the capability of doing it. I know that she can do it. She just needs to go out there, trust herself. I think she needs to relax a little bit and really slow that thought process down in her mind. I think she's thinking of 110 things when she needs to be thinking of 1 or 2. Relax, ski out from the boat, keep that line tight. Like you said earlier, she lost the boat, which is that you want to keep that line tight. That is your lifeline to a successful jump. So if you keep that line tight, keep your thoughts slow, consecutive, you'll build in pressure, you'll be flying through the air before you know it.
So she went from a 122 to a 140.
To a 140.
She can add that 20 more. She's going to be bumping that podium.
Absolutely. I think she's carrying enough speed to add 20 feet to it. She just needs to maybe come up a little bit, definitely get a lot better. She went around the 600. I don't know if you just noticed that, but let me tell you right now, as a jumper, that is a big,
and
big,
she's
big
letting
move.
him run. She's letting him run. This could be interesting, boys.
She's a lot later.
That's
She's
late.
having a big cut.
She had the speed.
She had some speed. I'm not sure. She doesn't think that she got it.
That's looking like that 159 might be up on the podium.
Yeah.
Well, Angela knows what the program is now. She's just watched her countrymen. And this is an interesting thing. They both work with a coach named Tanguy Bennett. And they trained really hard with Tanguy up into the Worlds in Austria. I saw them over there, working together. And a lot of times the jumpers have a coach there. And they're off to the side, and they're calming them down, and they're watching them on the shore, and they're giving them hand signals and letting them know. Well, I know Tanguy's not here. So I'm wondering does Angela help her? Or is she on her own?
I think Angela helps her. I remember I was the first jumper out in the last round yesterday at the qualifier, and Angeliki was still trying to, Maria was still trying to qualify, and Angeliki was down the dock, still in her bib from the first round, still all in her gear, coaching Maria, giving her pep talks, letting her know what to do. So absolutely, for sure, that Angeliki was helping her.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it's good. It's good in the jump event, the men's and the women's. We all help each other. We all give each other hand signals. And if I walk down to say to Freddie or Jerry, like, listen, hey, my coach isn't here. Do you mind just watching me real quick? Just do it from wherever you're standing. I'll find you. But could you, if I'm doing something stupid, could you let me know?
Right.
And we do it.
Yeah. I've known Angela since she's a little girl. She used to come down and train with us in Palm Beach. We had a training center down there. Here's a good story for you.
I love
Angela,
your stories,
you
Mike.
gotta watch. I know. Don't get me started on stories. Angela, this girl gives it a go all the time. It got to the point when she was like 15 or 16, she was crashing so much that I just said, I'm out of the boat. I'm not. If you don't listen, I'm getting out of the boat. Tanguy got in the boat. 2 days later, Tanguy goes, I'm not going to watch you anymore. She would never, ever pass no matter what.
Oh, wow.
So now we're throwing rolly water. We got a 162 in front of her. She's just come off winning the world. She does not want to fool around here.
No, and she won't. She'll take a little bit of that recklessness you're talking about, but she will blend it in with some of the coaching that she has learned. And I agree. I have seen this girl hang on to something she should have let go of. Hit the ramp, go tumbling through the air, skis what we call a yard sail, because by the time you hit the water, your stuff's everywhere.
And then, the other thing is, she ain't scared.
She's not.
She'll press over the front even in bad shape.
Yeah.
She gets farther forward than most girls.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see her. Even though it's bumpy and stuff, watch how far she gets over her skis.
Absolutely. She's going to attack. She might say, yeah, it's a little bit roller. I'm just going to go harder. And sometimes that's not the wisest choice, but sometimes it works. So we're gonna watch her.
So Maria came around to 6. She's spraying it.
Yeah, she's right on it.
And she's working hard to get up on the boat.
And
That's
she
a
stayed
commitment.
still. Her ski's bouncing, but she stayed still. She's carrying speed in the turn. She might
This is
just
gonna
take
be
it
a
on this
decent
first jump.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, she's got a 162 in front of her, a 159 in front of her. She got a good look at the first one.
See, I think she's looking at her. She's getting some coaching from somebody at the dock. So I think Maria's down there watching her. You can see a little bit of chatter at the bottom, but once again, from the waist up, stay still, and that's why she's able to get her kick.
Whoa.
Well, you want to say it or me?
164, first jump. She's the world champ, ain't playing games today. Let's see what
She
she's
did
got.
it. First jump. Let's see if she taps the head, which means come in, or she wants to go again.
She's getting the number
I
from
think
the
she's
judge.
asking if everything's okay. Times. Is it legal? Her helmet comes off. If she takes another one, that is a trooper.
The helmet, she's tightening her helmet.
I think she's putting her arm in a sling.
She's going for another.
Ladies and
Atta
gentlemen,
girl.
this is absolutely crazy. If I just went on my first
I'm
jump,
done.
I would tap my head and say thank you very much and go home. But Angeliki, she's going to go out for another one. She's going to go for a second jump. So she just wants to do it for the crowd.
Yeah, it's a little bit bumpy. If you want to take a practice jump,
A little bit bumpy.
yeah,
I think I would have knocked my
rollers.
rollers out there with that chop.
So,
She's going to go for another one. She wants a big jump.
what do you think she's got going on here? She coming around the 6?
If she comes around the 6, I'm not going to watch.
No, she's working.
She's working. She's going to carry a lot of speed. I don't think she wants to win by 2 feet. I think she wants to win by 10.
There we go. This
She's
is gonna be
making a
decent
good
jump.
turn.
She
You
had
know
it.
what? I tell you what happens. After a win, even though she wanted another jump, your adrenaline absolutely just pulled the plug and it drains out of your body. And I think she wanted to give it another go. She couldn't do it. But she's our U.S. Open champion. She's our world champion. She's had a phenomenal year.
What do you think? What do you think she thinks of that Inmar engine?
I think she loves it. I think she absolutely loves that engine.
You saw that dig on her first one after the second wake. I mean, you could tell that the power's on, the power's there.
The power's on. That Mastercraft Nightmare boat is running unbelievably strong. We jumped behind that in the qualifying round, and it's a strong boat. It's got some power.
Why don't we talk a little bit about the importance of? I mean, we've got Inmar engines, we got a Mastercraft boat, we got OJ props.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you're dialed in for the jumpers. It's right on the money. You know, we got Perfect Pass cranking. It totally kicked in. It's easy to dial in and master the lines. So
Yeah,
I
with
mean,
with
you can't,
those-
for a U.S. Open, you can't ask for more than that.
No way. With those 4 or 5 combinations, you can't go wrong. And plus, you got the Beatman jump ramp out there, which that is the preferred jump ramp of all pro jumpers. It's fast, it's strong, and with those combinations, just like yesterday, I just sat and watched Freddie go 232 feet. Sat there, fly. I think birds were scattering out of his way. He was going so far and so high. So with those combinations, it's a win-win situation. That's why these guys and girls go so far.
Hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Can?
Yes,
Okay.
Will.
Well, I was amazed by what just happened there. That looked pretty impressive to me. But I've got a question for you, Mike. These conditions out here, doing this in the dark, how close are these girls actually getting to what they can really do? How close are we seeing here to PBs and world records and all that sort of stuff?
They're tiptoeing on personal best, a little bit of a leap from a world record. It's a little bit, with the skis bouncing, you're unsure yourself coming in with that little bit of speed, especially in the darkness. So a world record, not kind of far away, but personal best, they're tapping on the door.
Right. I mean, and presumably, are they taking it a little bit easier because of the fact that it's dark? I mean, the fact that they can't actually judge the distances so much. Are these guys taming it down, or are they just kind of going?
No, they're out here to win.
Right.
If Angeliki needed to go 175 feet to win, I think she would have taken that cut.
Right.
Since she only needed 162 or 63 feet to win, she might have backed off maybe 1%. But these girls, they're going at 100%. They're going hard. You have to go hard to go 164 feet in the dark.
Yeah, and I think you've got to be probably a little crazy with it too, as I said before.
Yeah, I think some of these girls might be cross-eyed with craziness, but they're exceptional athletes.
Yeah, they are indeed.